when you serve the Creator, oh, when you serve the Creator, life gets real simple. Your path gets real clear. You go through life and you're like, I do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to be a this. And very rarely do you sit and say, I'm going to serve the Creator only. And what comes out of that, and the talents the Creator gives us, and the building blocks the Creator gives us, it manifests into the drop. The drop is knowledge, power, organic, 432 frequency. And when we put all that together, we get J Stu and the crew, the lovely, lovely Chameleon, our sister Vanessa Perkins, our sister Shalise, our brother Mario. Love, 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 man. They just sent me this flick, man. Rocking out, man. Doing their thing today. And just got some really good vibrations, man. You know what I'm saying? Our fam had a wonderful time, you know, being able to connect, you know. And that's all we got to say about that. But this is a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful shot. And thank you so much for giving me this. And you see, I got it up here proudly. I see you rocking the drop proudly, and I got it up here proudly. We are Drop Nation. You know what I'm saying? When y'all hear Drop Nation, this is what you're seeing. It's the manifestation of the drop, not just words, not just some rhythm, not entertainment, but actual message that gets manifested into water, into drop, into water. Pure water. Look at this beautiful picture of our family, man. Pure water. So this family, you know what I'm saying, they're out there. They're rocking. They're not on a trip. They're actually learning and building as a community. We support it. We can only do our share, right? We can only support, you know, one building block at a time, one community at a time. But hopefully this can at least be, you know, eventually something that, you know, folks can be inspired by and can, you know, set up their own communities and just begin to be independent. Why? Because you don't know the truth. And when you learn the truth, you refuse to live a lie. You refuse to live an illusion. You refuse to be spoon-fed bull crap. And you got to get the drop. You got to get the skinny, no fat. My family is searching for the skinny. Hold the fat. Just give us the real. Tell us the truth for once. What do you do? What is it about? I serve the Creator only. I've made that decision. And thus, I can continue to, you know, cycle around all of my faults and my failures to manifest a version of perfection that is within me. And when we all do that within us, we go within, then we can come together as a family united within. You realize, man, we were always united. So love to this family, man. Love to the building blocks of all our family. This is just an example. No one is saying, oh, do this, meet up with J Stu and him, and then you'll be safe. You know, it's like, nah, J Stu is rocking out. They're beginning a step towards separation. That's it. It's a group of people that are saying, yeah, let's work together to try to do something pretty cool, man. Separate, you know what I'm saying? Be hijack free, rock with our trees, and just learn how to be indigenous, man. We want that for our future. We don't want the same gridlock and chemtrails and poison water. Excuse the fuck out of us for wanting to be healthy. And give our family a shot at being free, since we don't have it. Let's try to go a different route and see if we can find a version of freedom, or do you think you will vote your way out of a system that has been set up against you? So when you support J Stu and you support Chameleon and our sister Perkins and our sister Shalise and Mario, our brother Mario, the king, beautiful, man, talking to the brother. Man, that's what it is, man. You come here to the site. All right, you click that donate. You hit up that GoFundMe. We're at 540. It's beautiful. Every little bit helps. So thank you all, man. Francisco, thank you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Every little bit helps. Because we have it on deck. For any of our family, you know what I'm saying, that started right here on YouTube, right before your eyes. Right before your eyes. And you want to support those that have been dropping that drop and that are now manifesting that drop? Man, if you ain't seen this by now, it would make a humble person out of you. This would be humble pie. This is J Stu. Camellia rocking the drop. Alright, so man, we just rocking the drop, man. So love to the family. I love y'all sincerely. This is not, nothing but the real. You know what I mean? And we're going to keep doing what we're doing, man. And that's all I got to say about that. Love to y'all, man. Love to y'all. Let's get into it, man. Melanated Nazis. I know it sounds crazy. What do you mean, melanated Nazis? Drop. You're off your gourd again. You done spiraled out of control in Frequencyville. Somebody go get dropped. He's lost in Frequencyville. Come on, come get me. Come get me, y'all. I'm surfing the wave. All right, RFG Chosen One. As you know, I love getting babies out that bathwater. Always got some good drop in there, you know what I'm saying? So let's, see what we talking about. I saw this title and I had to click on it. And I said, damn, I just got to drop it. So I'm going to drop a piece of it and then I'm going to hit up a couple other little links. You know, this will be pretty quick, but this is very interesting when you think about, this man Hitler and you're thinking about just the Nazi thing and, some Aryan, he only wants to, tolerate, blonde hair and this, and that's what's been given of the history about him, right? So they all want us to hate them, yet they're the ones that got us in this situation, not him. They're the ones that he didn't fund this shit. He didn't fund the slavery. He wasn't down with that shit. He was fighting his own people. Nazi Ashkenazi. Nazi Ashkenazi. Get it? He was looking at his own people like, what are y'all doing? We're Ashkenazis. You are not Israelites. But look who he was recruiting in his Nazi regime. Letting you know that he was kind of unifying some type of front. I'm not saying I can't condone. I don't know what I don't know. But these, pictures speak 1,000 words. And what were they unifying and fighting against? And what is the power that financed Columbus and shit? All the Columbus and shit against the holy city here. Peru, Jerusalem, when they found you here. In Mexico. All right, so let's get some of this, man. And, grab out your surfboard and go ahead and surf this wave. Dig on it. Let's go.
What's good, everybody?
RFG
back at it today. And I'm going to touch on, Adolf Hitler for the second time. I made a video, pertaining to the secret information that was being held back from us about this individual back in 2015. That was my first lecture on this individual. And, I just want to reiterate that everything we learned through the education system here in the United States that is owned and ran and operated by the Zionist Jews, okay, that education system is completely, you might as well say it's completely in reverse. Everything we've learned as far as science, history, especially religion, all throughout our childhood, through, teenagers, when we were teenagers and young adults, it's all been a lie, people. It's all in reverse. Everything we ever learned besides the math is a lie. Okay, period, plain and simple. Okay, this lecture is going to go ahead and prove that without a doubt. I'm just going to put it, short, sweet, and simple. They killed this man. They tarnished this man's image and this man's legacy, to be the most hated man on the planet, because the same people who are running the planet are demons, physical parasites and demons, and devils, walking devils. Okay, I'm gonna prove that with this lecture. I promise you. Just stay tuned, because everything they told us about this man, Adolf Hitler, was that this man was a divider. He was a hateful bigot. He was a racist, and he was a divider. He wanted only the white race to succeed. Adolf Hitler only wanted the Caucasians and the Caucasoids to survive on this planet. Yada yada yada. Okay, we're gonna prove that wrong today. Okay, what do we have here? This is a group of Nazis that were recruited by Hitler. But what do we see?
Any questions? Regular Nazis. Now, I don't know what positions, and I'm not saying that they was respected as equals and all this shit like this, but a picture's worth 1,000 words. You got this shit on, I mean, let's keep going.
That stands out in this picture. We see melanated Nazis.
Bang.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, I said it. We see melanated Nazis. Okay? Ladies and gentlemen, Hitler was actually doing the opposite of what we've been told. Adolf Hitler made it his duty to unite all races to stand against the Zionist Jews in power. Okay? This man was talking to Arab people, Asian people, black people all across the world to join the Nazi party to take the Zionist Jew bastards out of power. Like I said, here you see the black, the so-called black Nazi Jews, you know what I'm saying? I mean the black Nazis, okay? These are melanated Nazis who were recruited by Adolf Hitler. Okay? This is information that has been kept from us forever. And I bet the Zionists spent billions of dollars so this information could stay far away from us. Ooh, what is that? That's an Asian man with that Nazi symbol on his chest.
Bang.
With that SS Nazi symbol, we had Asian Nazis. Yep, Japanese and Korean Nazis. Let's see. Here goes more pictures of the black Nazis, if you don't want to believe it. Look at this. Wow. Look at that, people. Look. Hitler didn't want to exterminate this man. Hitler wanted to team up with this man to get these Zionist Khazar Jew bastards out of power. Can you believe this? Look at this, people. Blacks and whites in the Nazi party. Oh yes. Like I said, I'm handing out these last couple of videos. I'm handing out nails in the coffin, and I'm handing out one-punch knockouts. One-punch knockouts and nails in the coffin.
Body bag.
Period. Because there's no disputing this, people. There is no disputing this. More Japanese, Korean Nazis. Okay, like I said, Adolf Hitler was trying to pull people together. You know what I'm saying? So we could take these people known as the Khazar Jews, the synagogue of Satan, out of power to stop them from destroying the goddamn planet. Okay? This is also Arab Nazis. You know, this is Hitler meeting up with an Arab leader. Okay, he recruited Arab Nazis. Go look this up online, people. Go read these articles. Look at these pictures. Look at the dates of the articles and look at the dates of the pictures. Okay? This article is basically saying the Arab world got most of their hatred for the Zionist Jews from the Nazis. Okay? And the Nazis despised the Jews in Germany because they were trying to take control of the central banks in Germany. Okay? They basically committed acts of treason against the Chancellor of Germany, who was Adolf Hitler at the time. And when you commit acts of treason, you see what I'm saying? You're going to be dealt with accordingly. And at first, Hitler was just going to vanish them. You see what I'm saying? Exile them from Germany. Okay? And, you know, some of the Jews rebelled, and only a couple of thousand were actually killed, okay? Those numbers, if you do your research, those numbers, 6 million Jews, guess what? That didn't even match the goddamn number of Jews in all of Germany in that year, in that time frame that they said the Holocaust happened. I'm going to repeat. 6 million Jews killed in ovens. That didn't even match the number of Jews in that city or in Germany in that time frame from the late 30s to the early 40s. Go do your research, people. Please do your research. Because it seems like the same exact people that this man wanted exterminated from the face of the earth are in control of the planet that we live on right now. And how are things going on this planet that we live on right now? Well, we have 2% of the population owning over 65% of the money and the resources. We have wars and talk of war. We have, famine. Hundreds of millions, even billions of people that are in poverty and living, in famine. We have disease being created by the Zionist Jews to control and manage the population to where they want it. We have, an education system that only teaches lies. We have a system in place where we're not getting the fuels we're supposed to be getting. So the fuels that the Jews are using are actually destroying the atmosphere and destroying the world we live on, sucking the world dry of its black blood, of its melanated blood, which we call oil. This man wanted to use this Vimana technology for the embetterment of human society on this planet. So, in other words, Hitler was another Tesla, in a way. Hitler was another Nikola Tesla with just more power, just more political power. That's what Adolf Hitler was. Adolf Hitler wanted to use this Vimana technology for renewable electric energy, electromagnetic energy, renewable nuclear energy, renewable solar energy for the whole world. That's what Hitler wanted. Hitler wanted this Vimana technology to be reverse engineered for the embetterment of humans. The Zionist Jews wanted to make this technology top secret so we can still be slaves to oil and petroleum and coal and all that other bullshit. Okay? So like I said, this man right here was, according to my research, one of the greatest men who ever existed. You see what I'm saying? This guy has had a dilemma attached to his name of nothing but demonic energy. Like this guy was the living Satan, the true living Satan.
Let me skip ahead a little bit.
Ladies,
Let me jump ahead a little bit.
as if we come together. We have to do away with the Vatican. We have to do away with the British monarchy. We have to do away with the District of Columbia. Because like I stated in my American history video, the District of Columbia flag is the New World Order flag of the Zionist Jews. One star represents the Vatican. The other star represents London. The other star represents Washington, D.C. The three crowns of the beast. And this man made it his duty to take them out of power. Okay? This man posed the greatest physical threat to the goddamn demons that are in control of this world right now. And they made it their duty to make him look like them. Look like the Jew devils. And it worked. You see what I'm saying? The trickery worked on most of humanity. But now, like I said, this is the age of awakening. This is the age of Aquarius. Pluto is getting ready to be aligned with Aquarius after 2021, and they know this. So information like this is coming to people. And this is why these Zionist Jews have these underground military bases and these underground cities built. Because the information I just showed you guys, they knew was going to get public. And they're going to know what time it is when the shit hits the fan in 2017 and 2018. And they know that they're going to be the number one target. The Zionist Jews are going to be the number one target because they are the parasites on God's sail, which is the planet Earth. And us being humans on this planet, which is God's sail, that means we are God's DNA strands, and it is our job to send the information to God's sail, the Earth, to exterminate the parasite, which is the Zionist Jew. Okay, this is mind-boggling, mind-blowing information. Okay? This man was a uniter. He wasn't a divider. This man stumbled upon ancient wisdom, ancient technology. He learned and understood that the chosen people were being held captive by the Zionist Jews in America.
Uh-oh.
Okay?
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna go ahead and see if I can prove that statement right now.
All good, brother. You know, RFG, man. Go check it out, man. And, you know, the King's rocking. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That man's entitled to, you know what I'm saying, kick it the way he's kicking it. And we're entitled to get the babies out, man. So I just wanted to expose you to the information a little bit. And as the brother's talking about shit hitting the fan and all, you know what I'm saying, the education system and the poisoned skies and water and all the shit they're doing. And then you look up and you see families separating from that. Don't look at these people like they crazy. You crazy for acting like it ain't happening. You're crazy for ignoring all the signs, all the red flags, acting like you got all the time in the world. It's all good. I'm going to build this up and do this and do all this for the corporation. When all that time you could have been building for yourselves. And we're learning to build for ourselves. And let the Creator rock with us and for us. Either it is or it ain't. Right? Either we are or we're not. If they can't tell us who we are, how could they tell us who we're not, man? Support J Stu, man. Keep dropping the drop, man. Much love to everybody. Alright, so on that note, I found this minute and 20 seconds of this Hitler speech. Let's just go right into it and see what we got. I'll read it, just for those that are at work with their earphones in. The struggle between the people and the hatred amongst them is being nurtured by very specific interested parties. Who are these interested parties? Are they the same parties that put you into captivity? Let's go. It is a small, rootless international clique. Small, rootless. They have no root here, which means they have other seed from elsewhere. International clique. So now when you think international, like, ooh, I'm going to be international, nationwide, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, I mean, as the seeds of the Creator, we are naturally spread, but when it comes to having a land and an area and what you're rocking, you're talking about someone who wants everything, the whole pie, right? One world order, right? Everything international, small and rootless, that is turning the people against each other. So now you got these wars being financed, turning people based on these created religions and different things like that. Anything that's just separating you or confusing you between you and the Creator of your sacred trees. The basic law of not putting no power before the power that creates you. You need to be told that? Not to kill and steal and honor your mother and father? Come on, man. Come on, man. This is basic stuff, man. But these people are small and rootless. This international clique that is turning the people against each other. Even our own people against each other. That does not want them to have peace. Alright? So this international clique does not want peace. They come in peace. They act like they're coming in peace. Oh, the pilgrims came to America and they shared Thanksgiving, so we're going to remember that every year. You have to be a fool not to be able to open up a book and know that even if you don't know you're the indigenous or know that these so-called Negroes walking around are indigenous to America, if you don't get that shit by now, at least get the fact that people were slaughtered on that day. And you celebrate slaughter like they do. You slave. You celebrate slaughter like them. You are no better than them. You rock with them. Let's go. It is the people who are at home, both nowhere and everywhere. Whoa. So this people of this international clique, right? This gang, this rootless gang, they are people who are at home, both nowhere and everywhere. They have no home. How could it be? Were their land sunk at one point? Let's go. Who do not have anywhere a soil. Rootless. Now, we could be talking about one clique, or we could be talking about many more people with Mr. Hitler. But if you want to focus on this one group, cool. But I'm just saying we could be talking about many more people than this one group. Small and rootless. There are many today who are rootless. But okay, for the sake of conversation, we do not have anywhere a soil on which they have grown up. I don't even know how to even break it down no more. Break it down in that. That's very simplistic, y'all. This seed of people have grown up nowhere on this earth. So it was implanted here. It is devouring everything, according to Hitler and RFG and some other sources. Let's go. But who live in Berlin today, in Brussels tomorrow, in Paris the next day after that. So he's not just trying to talk about, see, they want you to think, oh, he hates all people other than blonde-haired, blue-eyed people. Pictures don't suggest that. I'm not saying he wasn't racist or something, whatever you want to call it. I don't know the guy. I just know that they painted a picture, and we've learned, just like RFG said, to reverse everything they say and start there. If they say you're spinning on a ball, just reverse it for the sake of knowing these motherfuckers are habitual liars about everything. Everything. So when you find yourself shoulder to shoulder agreeing with them, you're in trouble, especially about your habitat. If they're telling you it's round, you might want to start the other way. If they're telling you that's west, it's east. If they're telling you it's north, it's south. I know. Yes, they're crazy. Yes. They would do that, yeah.
Morgen genauso in Brüssel sein können, übermorgen in Paris, oder mit in Prag, oder in Wien, oder in London, und die sich überall...
Everywhere's their home, right? The Jews, who they're calling so-called these Jews. Remember now, the term American applies to all Europeans born in America. But originally in 1828 in the Webster dictionary, it just said the copper-colored race is found here by the European. That is what an American is by definition of the Webster dictionary in 1828. The copper-colored race is found here. Negro? What are you talking about? They gave you the history that you came from somewhere else to take your land. See? It's real simple. Now, who financed that shit? I don't think it was this guy. So is the enemy of your enemy your friend? What's going on? They are the only ones who can be addressed as international elements because they're just everywhere, right? Let's go. Because they conduct their business everywhere. They want one world order. Let's go. But the people cannot follow them. The people is bounded to its soil, bounded to its fatherland. Now, who's he really talking about? Let's go. Bounded by the possibilities of life that state the nation offers. It's just a minute and 20 seconds, but when you have a different perspective on it, you know, that's all we do here is surf the wave and create a different perspective, right? So let's do our dismount. Actually, yeah, we got a couple more things we're going to do, but let's go.
Now, we have another archaeology book by Time Life magazine. And from this particular archaeology book, we have a man by the name, a picture of a man by the name of Adolf Hitler, where the media, the scholars portray him as a madman. But Adolf Hitler was not a madman. He knew what he was talking about. Most of his speech were in German. He knew exactly what he was talking about. And he knows the records of the real Germans. The original Germans, which mean genuine Jews, noble people. He knew that they were black. He knew.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the front cover of the archaeological record put together by Time Life Books. So you can see the title of this particular book called The Nazis. World War II. Let me turn it right. Here it is. The Nazis. The Nazis. World War II. As you can see, here's the picture again of Adolf Hitler. Now, what we will do, as the camera's still rolling, is go in front of the page. Go down to here. We are at the front of the page. Now, this particular archaeology book was put together by Robert Edwin Hertzstein. If I'm not mistaken, from the last name, it seems like a so-called Jew to me. The editors of Time Life Books, the Nazis. And Time Life Books is a major publishing company. Let's see what Time Life Books says concerning the Jews. On page 132, and the archaeology book titled The Nazis, World War II. The scholars have put together a records of the things that Adolf Hitler was doing. Now what you're seeing here is Adolf Hitler, right here. And the scene here is a theater. Adolf Hitler showing documentary films. And the man next to him is his right-hand man. And we will read the caption at the bottom. Adolf Hitler and the rest of his comrades showing documentary films. Now let's see what happened. The man that we have just saw, his name is Goebbels, and Hitler personally appraised a new German movie when the Fuhrer complained that films exposing the Nazi line were too scarce. Goebbels rushed a pair of anti-Semitic pictures into the production. Let's go down. In one segment of the Nazi instructional film, right, the genetic heritage of the Jews is purportedly traced to the Oriental. Why would he say something like that? Because the original Chinese Orientals were black Hebrew Israelites. We have records on that, and we will share that with our brothers and sisters later on. And the taping. Negro. That covers the Negroes throughout North, Central, and South America. Near Asian. Code, all these words are code for Israelites. Keep going. Hermetic people. Now, we're not Hermetic, we are Shemitic. The blacks over here in America, throughout North, Central, and South America, are Shemitic. We're not Hermetic. We did not descend from Ham. We are descended of Shem. Go on. Yes, the film concludes. The Jews today is a bastard. Should we stop? So did Adolf Hitler know who the real Jews were? Yes, he did. He was showing documentary films, showing the original ethnicity, genealogy of the real Jews, that they're black. And the ones that were following, he called them bastards. The so-called white people that were following a black religion. Did they call that what? Judaism? Yes, Judaism is a black religion. Adolf Hitler Hitler knew who they were. And he was teaching that in Germany. The real Jews are the Schwarzers. The real Jews are the blacks. That's what the word Schwarzer means. Now, not only did he say in writing that, go back to that again, that the real Jews are black, genetic heritage of the Jews is traced to the Negroes. Oriental, code word for black, for Hebrew Israelites. New Aging, Hebrew Israelite. Now, they go off when they say Hermetic people. We are not Hermetic. We're Shemitic. So how can you be anti-Shemitic if you yourselves are Shemitic? I don't understand. The Negroes in America are Shemitic. They're the real Jews from the tribe of Judah. Now let's look at the pictures that Adolf Hitler put together. German word for Oriental. Orientalen. I'm not fluent in Germany, but I'm pretty sure I'm close. A black Jew.
Wow.
Go back. Here it is. Black Jews. Those are the things Adolf Hitler was showing. But when you get to here, right here, scroll down, hey, he is all over the world. Eastern Parkway, Broadway, Fifth Avenue, the diamond industry. What did Adolf Hitler call him? Look at it. That is the German word for bastard, brothers and sisters. That is the German word for bastard. Did Adolf Hitler that the real Jews are black? Yes. And that the ones that were calling themselves Jews are what? Imposters. And there is a passage in the records of the real Jews, which called the Bible, where God says in Zechariah chapter 9, verses 6, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. Did Adolf Hitler know that? Yes. Who are the bastards today? The ones that are not Israelites, the so-called Jews. It's in the records. We're not making this up. What record book are we looking at? The Nazis, by Time Life Books. Who put this together? The scholars among the serpent. The scholars among the dragon. And the records are coming out, destroying the lie. This is the proof. When you read Zechariah 9, verses 6, God says, a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, which is in the future. Now when you trace the geographical location of Ashdod, it is Tel Aviv in Palestine. So who's ruling over there? God says, a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod. God says that. Did Adolf Hitler know that? Yes. There it is. So the so-called Jews are imposters. Go back to the writing against us so they can see it. Adolf Hitler showing documentary film of the real Jews being black. This is amazing. I'm shocked. I would need a break. I'm sorry. Read it again. In one segment of a Nazi instructional film right, the genetic heritage, go back, the genetic heritage of the Jews is purportedly traced to Oriental Negro. Oriental, code word for black Hebrew Israelite. Negro, that gives it away. So Hitler was teaching that the real Jews are black. Why? are you following a black religion?
Body bag. Man, I just had to let that rock. Man. Alright, so in making our dismount, man, we're going to go to Black Food, man. Shout out to Black Food. Hit up blackfood.com, man. You know what I mean? Did Hitler believe the true Jews were black? Alright, so we're going to play this little 2 minutes we got here. And then we're going to actually read it. He has a transcription down here. And then we have another transcription that we're going to get as our... We're going to do a double dismount, man. Get ready for this twisty. We're going to stick the landing. Komanichi. Alright, so let's get this, man. Shout out to Black Food for having us up. I've been looking for this, man. So y'all go ahead and dig on it. I'll read it as we go. Alright, so this is a letter. You know, whether it's real or this, and this, but it's all over different publications, you know what I mean? But it goes in sync with what we've been digging on. So that's why I know this ain't so left field as you would think now that you got some of the backdrop. Hitler said even in his death, he will start War 3. One of his soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from, then that's the day World War III will start. Well, I think the nation is now kind of finding out. It's now getting clear what he might have been defending, because we've been defending ourselves from the same shit. Let's go. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews. For if the Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave. So if this corporation of America wins this war, then they're going to conquer the world as these international bankers and forever be a slave to the Jews. So everyone's going to forever be a slave, perpetual slavery, and they will try to conquer God. Now, what does Hitler mean by this America, this American corporation? Backed clearly because America is going to be slave to these Jews. And they're going to ask, well, why? How do you know America is going to be slave to the Zionists? We're just talking about the Zionists, right? We're going to set up a state of Israel in 1947. Ooh. Because we got roots here, right? But he just called them rootless. And now that we know who we are, we can now pretty much figure everybody else out. So do you know who America has in its possession? So when Hitler says, man, again, for if the Americans win the war, then they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews, Zionists, and they will try to conquer God. Only fallen angels try to conquer God. So when they're rootless, then you ask, well, what seed are you? Are you of an angel seed that thinks they can conquer God? Do you know who America has in its possession? My Negro, so-called Negro, African American, so-called black, but you are not destitute of light. You are not atrociously wicked, as the definition of black says. So don't call yourself atrociously wicked or destitute of light or pale. You are pure. You are the definition of white. You are the whiteness, Lebanon, the whiteness, the cedar, the whiteness. Shout out to Teach. Do you know who America has in its possession? No, the soldier replied. So Hitler's asking, he's saying they're going to try to conquer God. Do you know who America got? Do you know what they did? Do you know what these people was crazy enough to do? No, the soldier replied. The Americans has the jewels of God. Hey, Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. Who are God's precious jewels? What do you mean his precious jewels? The soldier asked. Who were these people put in captivity here, found here? The copper colored race is found here in Peru, Jerusalem. Why did Columbus say he's coming to America to seize the holy city in Mount Zion? Here. Why did they find the Hebo and put them in captivity on their own land and tell them they came from Africa so they can take their shit and steal their minds, steal their energy, their vibration, steal their ancient love song and give them an excellent new tune? Hitler said America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. The Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. Now, I read this a long time ago, but now that we've done more recon, and we know ourselves separately, we've been researching our Maya, cliches and Papal and all these books, man, and it's like, now you get it. Now do you get it? Now do you see? Hitler said America has stolen the Jews of God, his jewelry. The Negroes, they are the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. Even Hitler wasn't foolish enough to challenge God. He understood some level of order that they don't understand. I mean, we can at least say that. He understood some level of order, even with the technology, the Vermana drop. I mean, look, they say Hitler set up a base in Antarctica, right? Then you got Admiral Byrd going over there, in a 40-something, whatever, with 5,000 soldiers ready for combat. They end up getting their asses kicked. That's documented. Some even report all these flying machines whooping their ass. And you see how Hitler was already on the Vermana drop, the flying machine drop. So when they went over there, who do you think they were looking for? Hitler. What happened? They got their ass kicked by flying machines. Now, do you understand why they don't let nobody go their own way or do their own recon around any part of Antarctica, the ice wall that is surrounding you? Surrounding you. They keep you in like sheep, like cattle. This is the Middle Earth. They keep you in the middle of the ice ring. They don't let you get to the lands beyond the ice. And they say you're overpopulated. They are the true Hebrews. The Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negro. The Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. America has stolen the Jews. They've put the Jews into captivity on their own land. They've stolen their minds, their hearts, their land. The Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. Hebo, Negro, Ibri. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. And they plan, dig on this, and they plan on moving these false white Jews into a state of Israel. Now notice, he didn't say they're moving into Israel. He said they're moving into a state of Israel. So he's not calling that Israel. He's saying that they're moving them into a state of Israel. Let's go. America is desperate in its attempt to win this war using atom bombs on Japan. America will destroy the whole world in its attempt to conquer it. When America and its Jewish slave masters conquer the world and the world realize I was right, then all nations will begin a third world war to dethrone America. So what's happening right now, man? Is this play? All nations will begin a third world war to dethrone America. What's happening now? Of its rule Every nation will soon possess atom bombs. What's happening now? Of their own, it will be the end of most of the world as we know it. What's happening now? What's RFG saying? What's Jay Stu and the crew and the family saying? There's a new order coming now. You're going to have to choose up. You're going to have to choose the order of the illusion or the order of reality. That your mountains are trees and that without your trees, you ain't shit. You ain't got your size. You ain't got your oxygen. You ain't got your smarts. Because what happens when you're oxygen deprived? When you suffer from oxygen deprivation, you become stupid, and the Most High said he put a spirit of stupor on your ass. I put a spirit of stupor on you people, man. But then when you wake up, you get your oxygen, you get the trees, you start to connect. Why will the Jews control America? The soldier asked. Hitler said because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel. This is why he's saying that the Zionists will control the corporation, because the white Jews, the Zionists, know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel. And they're holding that. You think it's just that the Zionists are keeping a secret so that they can pretend to be you. They are keeping a secret because they're blackmailing the corporation. Because if they drop the real shit, everybody will believe it. And if they tell people that this corporation really put into captivity the children of Israel, what will people look at this American corporation as? They are hijacking and holding hostage based on the dumb Diversas 1452 Papal Bull, Pope Nicholas V, and put you in perpetual servitude, slavery, servitude. All these people of the Indies who they're calling pagans, right? Because you don't rock their Christ, they're hijacked because you're Israelites and you rock with the Creator and the commandments only. You don't know this Christ business. You don't know this hijacks. You don't know none of this shit. You know your Creator and your trees and your law. Because the white Jews know, the Zionists know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel. And to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. So they're blackmailing them and keeping the secret. Because if they drop that, the whole corporation goes belly up. All right. So the Jews will extort America. So they're extorting them based on blackmail of keeping a secret of who the children of Israel are and who's in captivity here. The Jews will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they are. Fuck! Kick the shit out this laptop today. This makes you want to just walk outside and kick a motherfucker in the chest, man. Alright. Peace. Sorry. You know what I'm saying. This is real shit, man. You know, being a descendant of those who were invaded, your blood gets boiling. Your energy flows. Clarity's a motherfucker. The Jews will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes knew who they were. If they can't tell us who we are. If all their books say we don't know who these people are, our best guess is that they might have came from Asia, but that's just a hypothesis. They can't tell us who we are. How the fuck can they tell us who we're not? When we know who we are and they say, no, you're not. How can you tell me who I'm not? You can't even tell me who I am. There's a secret at play. There's a blackmail. There's an extortion at play. We are waking up. We are protected. We are protected by the Creator. That is also at play. Your Creator plays. Claim your heritage. It plays because it's reality. And they have to abide by reality because they have to live in reality. You're living in the illusion. The people that are putting you in the illusion aren't living in the illusion with you. You're on your own. You're in the illusion of seclusion. They know who you are. You're the one that's not awake. The Jews will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes knew who they were. The white citizens of America will be terrified. Oh, shit. Terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. Mistreating, discriminating, and lynching. Mistreating, massacre, extermination, forced vaccinations and poisons. Poisons on top of poisons. Mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. Now, is this Hitler letter play? Even if he didn't write it, somebody wrote this shit and they got the drop. Somebody fucking got the drop. Because it lines up with all the drop. So don't tell me this shit is some bullshit. Even if Tyrone down the street wrote this shit, I'm rocking with Tyrone. Because he got the drop. Now, you researched it. You tell me if Tyrone down the street is lying. You tell me if Peanut and Nutnuck is lying about this shit. They will fear God. They will fear. Will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same damn thing. It's the same song. Let's kidnap the children of Israel. Let's subjugate them so that they don't connect to their power and start having all their order over fire, water, air, and land. And we will have no way of controlling this powerful group connected directly to their creator, directly by the energy and the image that they are, by the frequency and the signature and the sequence that they are. Your DNA is just sequence. It's just energy. It's just numbers and order. It's coding. By your coding, you're connected to your creator. They're not. You hear your creator. You listen. You can hear. Listen. Get quiet. Shut up. You know the truth. They will fear God. Will destroy them. Hail will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all cost. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message. Which will be like planting a seed in people's minds until it sprouts once they nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. Is he planting the seed? Has it been planted? Has Haya already planted the seed? I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews before they designated a false state of Israel. False state of Israel. How can you reclaim your land without your Mashiach? Your creator is your savior. Your Mashiach is your creator. I am your savior. There is no other but me. Isaiah 43. Right? There's a difference. Your savior is your creator only. There are many that have been called messengers or Mashiachs or Messiahs because they come with the message that the Creator is going to save them personally. I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews before they designated a false state of Israel, but I fear I have failed. The world will fall into the hands of Satan. Is this play? Is this play? Is this play? And you can get it again right here. You might as well. Hitler said even in his death he will start World War III. One of the soldiers asked how. Hitler replied, "The day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend this nation, Germany, from, then that's the day World War III will start. For on that day, mankind will learn that I was trying to save my nation from the Freemasons, the Illuminati, the Jews, so-called Jews, right? Zionist Jews, right? False state of Israel Jews, right? Ashkenazis, converts, Judaism, Jewish. Give me some warmish water. Go give me some hotish water. What will you bring me? Some warm water. If I say bring me some hot water, you bring me some hot water. If I say bring me some hotish water, you bring me some warm water. Lukewarm. That's Jewish. You put an ish to designate that. It has something to do with it, but it's not quite hot enough. It ain't quite the real thing. I don't like lukewarm baths and showers, right? You want a hot shower. For if the Americans win the war, they will conquer the world and forever be a slave to the Jews. Now we just learned why they'll be a slave to the Jews based on the extortion and the blackmail of the secret. What secret? Let's keep reading. And they will try to conquer God. Do you know who America has in its possession? No, the soldier replied. The Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. What do you mean his precious jewels? The soldier asked Hitler. Hitler said America has stolen the jewels of God, his jewelry, the Negroes. They are the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. And they plan on moving these false white Jews into a state of Israel. America is desperate in its attempt to win this war using atom bombs on Japan. America will destroy the whole world in its attempt to conquer it. When America, its Jewish slave masters, conquer the world, and the world realize I was right, then all the nations will begin a third world war to dethrone America of its rule. Every nation will soon possess atom bombs of their own. It will be the end of the world as we know it. Why will the Jews control America? The soldier asked. Hitler said, because the white Jews knows that the Negroes are the real children of Israel. And to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. If the Negroes know who they are, the white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time, they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. They will fear God will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. Where's Egypt? So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all costs. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in a people's minds. Which people would he want to plant a seed in? You know, I don't think he thinks he's going to plant a seed in just anybody's mind. Maybe he thinks he'll plant a seed in the children of Israel's mind when they realize who they were and who they are. Because remember, they will extort America. Their plan for world domination. So their whole plan, the whole board falls when you stand up. The whole plan falls when you say, I am Israel. Or I am the created seed, however you want to call it. You don't have to use no titles if you don't want to. You don't need a title. You are nameless. You are everything. How do you title something that's everything? You are. What's the creator's name? I am. Right? We know that's a title. It's just I am. It just means existence, to exist. I exist. You exist. You don't have to find a title to relate to yourself. Just know that you exist, people. Stop being silly and connect to your creator of your sacred trees. Your trees are real. You need them. It is your habitat. With it, you thrive. Without it, you fall. Care about your trees. Look at those mountains and those tree stumps and say, grow, man, grow. And after I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which would be like planting a seed in the Negro, in Israel, in a people's minds until it sprouts. It sprouts. It grows once they nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. Huh? Was Hitler right? I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews before they designated a false state of Israel. So, this is his statement. I'm not saying kill this or do this or do this. I'm reading this from this man. But we have to get the babies and we have to understand what went down here in America. America's secret, the children of Israel, America, Israel, America, Israel, Israel, America. Who are you? They can't tell you who you are. None of them can tell you who you are. Or they won't tell you who you are. But you just have no land. Oh, you're some African. You from somewhere in Africa. But you just have no land. It's all mine, it's all mine. Where's your land? Who's your people? You're standing in it. Copper color race is found here by the Europeans. Copper color race is found here by the Europeans. American, 1828. 1828. Webster Dictionary, 1828. Look it up. Click on the link below. American, pertaining to America. Ame'rican, a native of America. Originally applied to the Aboriginals or copper-colored races. We have to do it. Like it's the first time. Have to. Because a picture's worth 1,000 words. So, I don't know. I don't know about you, but I don't know what you came to do. But I came to clap my hands. So, genuine, altered, fake. So, the genuine one is darker than the altered fake. You see all these lighter guys as it gets later, but the darker ones, this is copper. So when they say copper color, just see how dark the rim is all the way into the bright tints and all that stuff. That's our skin. That's us. This is our nation of people. Copper color. What about the copper color? A native of America is the definition of American in 1828. Originally applied to the indigenous people, the Aboriginals, or copper color races. Races, it has a plural. Races. Your multiple tribes and groups of copper colored people here. We have Moab, Ammon, all these people here, but we know whose land this is. We know this is Shem's land. We know this America. We know our kingdom is here. Found here by the Europeans. Originally applied to the indigenous Aboriginals or copper color races. Found here by the Europeans. Oh, but update. This just in. News break. Here's an update. We're going to just scratch all that out. Scratch all that original stuff out. Copper color race, scratch it out. Now we're going to apply this term American, but now it's applied to the descendants of Europeans born in America. Now it's applied to the descendants of Europeans born here, because they can be anywhere and everywhere is their land. Everywhere they step foot on is theirs. So they call themselves American and you're black. So if they're American, this is their land and they have the resources and it's theirs and they run it and they rule it and you're black. But when they came here and they found your black ass in 1828, they said, damn, that's an American. The copper color race that we found here, that us Europeans have just found here, people that look like this. Now we'll give them some hijack, some tantos, and do something else. Now it's applied to the descendants of Europeans born. What was Hitler getting at? What was he saying? What was he saying? They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were, who you are. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating, discriminating, and lynching the children of Israel. The copper color races found here by the Europeans. The children of Israel. They will fear God will destroy them as he's destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite, the Illuminati, keeps this a secret at all costs. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in a people's mind until it sprouts once they nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. I did the world a favor by killing the false Jews before they designated a false state of Israel. But I fear I have failed. The world will fall into the hands of Satan. So, all you got to do is dig on it. This work was also published in a work called Jerusalem. Some more to the title, but it's Jerusalem by Deneen Barnett. And, you know, it's basically put here as well. You know what I'm saying? So this book titled The Nazis War, I guess that's 2, by the author Edwin Hirstein, and that's what we were getting at before with the book The Nazis that the brother was getting on in an interview. Hitler said even at his death he would start World War III. One of the soldiers asked how. Again, so the day mankind finds out what I was trying to defend the nation from. And so this is the mentality of it. So, you know, these Masons, these Illuminati, the Jews, aren't they running the table on you? So is the enemy of your enemy your friend, or is the enemy of your enemy still your enemy? That's for you to decide. If the Americans win the war, they will conquer the world and forever be slave to the Jews and will try to conquer God. Dang. They're going to try to conquer. I mean, that's some fallen angel talk right there. Do you know who America has in its possession? No, the soldier replied. Then they skipped a page on it, so I'm glad we got the whole thing. But, you know, they get back to it because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel. And to keep America's secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes knew who they were. The white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating and discriminating and lynching the children of Israel. They will fear God will destroy them as he destroyed Egypt for doing the same thing. So the elite and the Illuminati keeps this a secret at all costs. After I die, I will one day cause World War III just by this message, which will be like planting a seed in the people's minds until it sprouts. Once they nurture that seed and seek more truth and learn Hitler was right. I ain't did all that, but the world will fall into the hands of Satan. So what's this energy? What's this 440? Was Hitler on that 440? Was he on his own wave? You know what I'm saying? In an autobiography by Men Kepf, My Struggle, Hitler charged. So this is a more drop. I just scrolled up. So you saw this right before your eyes. I just scrolled up. I didn't know there was more drop. Hitler charged. The Jews had brought the Negroes into the Rhineland with the clear aim of ruining the hated white race by the necessarily resulting bastard. The Jews had brought the Negroes into the wineland. So now, you know, like I said, don't think Hitler was just some, you know, super duper hero. Like, you know, I don't really rock with that with RFG. He clearly wasn't about mixing his people, but he, even more than that, he was against a common, what they would consider a common enemy. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he definitely didn't want your ass mixing with his people, though. And neither did you. I mean, that's not crazy. You didn't want to be mixed with that. Once you knew who you were, that you weren't rushing to be mixed with this new version of German. He knew he wasn't the original German. So where did he come from? Where's his root? When you go into it, he's also rootless. He's also rootless, right? But he's using that against what he's considering a small group of international clique. And we know that these Ashkenazi Jews, right? The persecution of the Ashkenazi Jews began in 1933 when the Nazi Party of Germany, ruled by Adolf Hitler, won the elections. Adolf Hitler was born in Braunau, Austria, on April 20th, 1889. He established a dictatorship. Hitler, a race separatist, knew the black slaves were God-chosen people. I'm just scrolling up, getting the babies out the bathwater, getting that Moshe out the water. Hitler, a racist separatist. So yeah, he was, you know, he understood the importance of separating and having a tribe. You used to understand about separating and having a tribe. Knew the black slaves or people, these copper color races, right? The copper color races found here by the European, the original American, originally applied to the aboriginals, indigenous people here. These copper color penny people, these people of this complexion that you see around you, you call them Negroes today. Hitler knew that these so-called black slaves, these copper color slaves, were His chosen people, God's chosen people, and was terrified to witness the Germans converting and mixing with them. So was his, he was terrified to witness them mixing with them. So was he terrified because he knew that the Creator, that it was an abomination, that the Creator, God's chosen people, he knew it was an abomination? And that he would be judged for it or something? Was he doing it for that reason? Was he doing it because he hated God's chosen people? Well, if he hated God's chosen people, I don't think he would, step up in certain ways. Maybe he hated those, the imposters even more, the bastards even more, right? So we don't know. These are just questions to ask, man. He established a dictatorship. Hitler, a race separatist, knew the black slaves, copper-colored slaves, were God's chosen people and was terrified to witness the Germans converting and mixing with them. Interesting. He was furious in his own words. All right, so we got that, man. We got all this, man. So you tell me, when you understand who you are, they can't tell you who you're not. When you understand who you are, they cannot tell you who you're not. And either way it goes, man. Either way it goes. And these are the parts that I'm noticing how they cut off certain parts on this drop here. Like page 125 is not a part of this preview. So, but it's all good because we know what they said. We know what they said. The Americans have the jewels of God. This is what reportedly, allegedly comes from Hitler, which lines up with all the other drop that we got on coming from Hitler. As a matter of fact, that'll be a perfect place to do. It's a triple dismount. All right. The Americans have the jewels of God. The Americans have stolen God's precious jewels. What do you mean, his precious jewels? The soldier asked. Hitler said, America has stolen the jewels. The jewels of God, his jewelry. His jewelry. His jewelry. You. Yes, you're that important. Yes, you're that special. Yes. Yes, you are. The jewelry. The Negro. They are the true Hebrews. Ibri. of Ame'rican. You are the true inhabitants and inheritance and heritage. You are the copper-colored race that was found here, as they said in the dictionary in 1828. But now your title is applied to the descendants of Europeans born here, because they can go anywhere they want and take your titles and your lands, right? According to the dumb Diversas 1452. Don't make me pull it up. Let's dismount on this again, man. Actually, man, you know, if we're going to dismount, if we're going to do a dismount, this is good too, because, you know, even Kaepernick saying, look, man, you know what I'm saying, I didn't vote because I don't support a system, you know what I'm saying, in which I don't think we can vote our way out of. I don't think we can vote. I don't think our oppressor will allow us to vote our way out of this, man. So check out, you know what I'm saying, what the brother said, man. Check out that vid, man. You know, we just try to keep the bait. I want to actually go here since we talk about America. Ancient sites in Peru you have never heard of. Brian Forrester always got some good drop as we go on that. And yeah, man, that's how we're going to make our dismount again, man. Love to J Stu out there. I don't think we crazy once you see how the table really looks. I think these are people who, just like Hitler said, what'd he say? Jews of God, his jewelry, the Negroes, they are the true Hebrews. What a foolish move and a direct challenge to God. And they plan on moving these false white Jews into a state of Israel. America is desperate. America is desperate. When America, its Jewish slave masters, conquer the world will realize I was right. Then all the nations will begin the Third World War to dethrone America of its rule. So they are beginning. We know that these people are behind the scenes. This ain't even all this puppet show, but you know where it's going. The Creator is the only one in control at the end of the day. So, you know, understand this only order. Don't trip on the chaos. Let the heathen go crazy on that. You vibrate in your redemptive frequency. You vibrate with your trees. You vibrate knowing your Father's coming home and finding you in order, not killing and stealing. You're assembling. You're putting no power before your Creator. That's in order. When your Father comes home and you're in order, how does he greet you? With love and gifts, and it's all good. It's beautiful. When you're out of order, then you're in judgment. We are serving our judgment now. What did Hitler say? Because the white Jews know that the Negroes are the real children of Israel, and to keep America secret, the Jews will blackmail America. They will extort America. Their plan for world domination won't work if the Negroes know who they were. What was our judgment? You've all witnessed the judgment of the children of Israel. Now it is your judgment that is to come, not ours. We're supposed to be rejoicing and being redeemed and knowing that our slavery is over, man. Our judgment is done. Unless you're still out of order, then you got a Jacob's trouble. You're going to have to go through more if you don't learn to choose up, if you don't learn to vibrate. All we're doing together, when we talk about vibrating, is going home. We're going home towards our migration patterns, towards our, you know what I'm saying, four corners, Anasazi, you know, all that. Not just one area, not just where this family is coming together. You have to assemble all over the place. You have to leave her all over the place. You have to come together. Look at the frequency they're in. They've been out there for like 3 months. They've been out there for like 2 or 3 months. Look at the frequency, man. And this is what we rock with, and this is what you support. This is what we ask that you continue to support, man. So, as we make that dismount, as we get all that, as we understand that the white citizens of America will be terrified to know that all this time they've been mistreating is saying it very nicely. They've enslaved and mutilated. They've raped and tortured. They continue to disenfranchise, discriminate, and lynch Sandra Bland, and lynch Sandra Bland, and lynch the children of Israel. They will fear, hey, I will destroy them. Just like he did Egypt. Just like he did Egypt. So support. Love to the family rocking the drop. You know what I'm saying? Love to the family rocking the drop. And just know that when we talk about South America, we talk about America, we talk about Peru and Jerusalem, Peru, Yeru. The P is silent. Jerusalem. Peace. What are we saying? I love y'all, man. Stay up. Suit up. Shoes up.
We are
Cuzco.
outside of the city of Cuzco, Peru.
Let me back it up right quick.
And what you can see...
Right quick. This is just, a random comment that came in. It was like, why y'all going to Zion? That's not the real Jerusalem and all this stuff. It's like, you think you ready to go home like that? You think you ready to go to the most holy of holies? Wherever it might be? You need to be hijack free. The Creator says to separate, to turn inwardly towards Zion, wherever you are, wherever your wilderness is, to separate from her, to come out of her, to relieve yourself and free yourselves. Free yourselves of the hijack. Then when it's our time, we know we will eventually migrate home. And if that's here, if that's there, all this, man, you don't understand how the real Jerusalem, how the real holy city, how enormous it really is. It's not a little area like the state of Israel. Now, we researched Cuzco and connected that. Thanks to all the great researchers, man, with all that great drop, to the city of David, Cuzco, the city of David. We got Hebron connected to Bolivia. Love to Jerusalem, man, and teach me to be priestly, all the fam. And then you got Cuzco, city of David. You got Peru, Jerusalem, but is all that? Yes, the city of David, Zion, Jerusalem, all that is a area, a holy city. It's all together, all in together now. So, I just want to, throw that out there for anybody wondering, what it is and what it ain't. We know that when we migrate towards the four corners, that all that is connected. Mexico to the four corners is all one area that is connected. Don't let your oppressor fool you with their maps. It's all connected. Mexico, Peru, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, Cuzco. Remember, Cuzco is known as the navel. They call it the navel of the earth. The navel of the earth. We don't have to even be talking about Europe and Africa. We know that this was a whole world on its own. They found you and called it a brand new world. So in your world, Cuzco is the center. It's the navel in your world, which is the old world. Remember, our Hyborian war map had this whole area as the Black Kingdoms. The Black Kingdoms. And I have the city of David, King David. How does that connect to Prester John? Huh? Who was Prester John? All right, look out for part 14, man. And yeah, man, let's make our dismount. Peru, Jerusalem. Love y'all.
We are outside of the city of Cuzco, Peru. And what you can see are fine examples of ancient Inca terracing that are in the process of restoration. We're on our way to a little town that is seeped in mystery and ancientness called Paucartambo, whose correct name is Paucartampu. And a lot of legends of the Inca come from this little town. We've wanted to go for about 5 years, but for some reason we just haven't made it. So today's the day, and we wish to share the experience with all of you. we are up in the middle of nowhere, above the tree line, and have a look at this. These are either chulpa burial towers or they're storage houses for food. This is what's called the Capacñan, or the Royal Inca Road, that goes from Cuzco all the way into the jungles of the Amazon. What an incredible sight. So sorry, could you say that again?
Nina Marca, the name in this area. Nina Marca. Nina does mean fire, yeah. And Marca, this is this town, right? The site. This is Marca. And this building have the mummies. This is the site, no? But this is covered. This is covered. Some reconstruction about the, I think, site. The women speak about the 10 years ago. It's a reconstruction is all place, no? Okay. Because in the Incas times, probably this area have a fire, no? The old mountain fire, because in this area have a lot of old men. The mummy is the more important person, no? I think so. The Incas family in this area, no? But with this fire, is the fire the old mountain. That's the name, no? The Nina Marca, this fire place, no? This place in this area.
So the small ones are funeral towers, probably for nobility, and the larger ones that are higher up on the hill, which are mainly damaged, are called kolkas, which are storage places for food. So it's likely that the storage was for people traveling on the Royal Inca Road called the Capacñan. So we are on part of the Inca Road called the Capacñan, which means the Royal Way or the Royal Road. And supposedly there are some petroglyphs up here somewhere. So this part of the Inca trail and road system, which extended in total at least 25,000 miles, is clearly, excuse the joke, off the beaten path. So it very much looks like a colonial town. Likely the earliest Spanish were here in the 16th century. But we're going to see if we can find some Inca or older culture remains. There's a big festival that happens here once a year, and these are some of the costumes involved in the celebration. Paucartambo is famous for a yearly festival which is Catholic, but clearly influenced by older native dances and other ceremonies. So very well worth it to visit Paucartambo during this yearly festival. Now this Inca site you will have never heard of. It's called Huatocto, and it's about 5 hours on rough roads outside of Cuzco. And here is your first glimpse. Now this was an Inca trading place, because here you have an ancient Inca trail that goes to different parts.
When you get the frequency of this, man, you understand, again, love to, Mario and Shalise, and, Jay Stu and Camellia, man, and our sister V Perkins, man. I mean, it's like, this is how they, this is where you're from. You used to live in your heritage, in your habitat, with your trees. This is a natural environment for you. Now when it's desolate, you see when it became desolate, and all the dates match up to your invasion.
Of the highlands of Peru, and then this one here, which goes all the way to Cuzco.
Wow.
So this is another classic example of the Inca reusing an older site, because you see the Inca work on the left, and you see the beautiful megalithic, no mortar construction.
Wow, so you see the difference, man. That predated what they're calling Inca. Remember, they didn't call themselves Inca, they didn't call themselves Maya, they didn't call themselves Aztec.
And then here above, you have the Inca work with mortar. So that is what we see at all of these significant Inca sites, is you see that wherever you find them.
All I gotta say, man, is just, keep staying up and choosing up and loving up, man, on each other, man. We are a vibration, a family that's manifesting into one assembly, into one drop. And we hope for everyone, man, to, gain some type of encouragement that there is hope, that there is a path for us, man. So I love all y'all, man. Let's go.